if they have multiple boxes of the same manufacturer for whatever reason, if they have 3 TVs in the same area, that's when you would just set up RF for some. But I'm going to go ahead and always do RF and IR. It's great for testing, so it doesn't hurt. So the only time I would only use RF is if I'm dealing with multiple cable boxes or multiple TVs on the wall, and I can assign the port on the back of the RF device. Okay, over here it says unknown, but I know I'm going to use my MRF350, my RF device that we selected when we dragged it over before, because my components are going to be in a cabinet. Even if it's not in a cabinet, it's great to have this so that you don't have to worry about missed commands. The customer did not point the remote control. This is the IR port, so if you had a cable box 1, cable box 2, 3, 4, 5, so forth. Okay, so I'm going to select save. That's good there. And it's going to say download, but I'm not ready to download. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start programming. So you see something a little different. Before you continue, because softwares do crash from time to time, and it's important that we save our programming from time to time. So I'm going to save as, okay, and I'll kind of call it test template. Okay. So the next step we need to do is we need to add some what's called jump to pages. Okay, so just follow me here and open up Blu-ray, Apple, and Verizon. Those are my activity pages, and I need to go ahead and set up jump to pages. I'm going to add a new page called, I'm going to rename it by right-clicking and going here and saying jump Blu-ray. I'm going to go here and I'm going to add a new page, and I'm going to rename it. This will make sense later. Apple. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to go add new page, and we'll rename that. Rename Jump Verizon. We have one more, and add new page. Rename Jump Xbox. Great. So now we've done that. We're now ready to start our programming, okay? And this is where we're going to understand my view, okay? This right here is where I have my properties. I have my macro, my system designer, okay? So you can close these, you can move these around. I prefer to have my macros on the right-hand side. I don't need my, could kind of minimize this as well. So if you don't see something or you're not sure where it is, you can always double click and be like, oh, where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay, great. So the macro is going to be used quite often, okay? So the next thing we're going to do here is click on my 890. Let's kind of refresh this. Okay, because I had 2 open. Okay. So my model designer, okay, allows me to go ahead and see my main pages, okay. We have my main page, which is we're going to rename this. We're going to call this my activities. We're going to call this one here, which is going to be our rename common. Call it main devices. Our main devices. And we also need one more page, okay. And we're going to call it our add new page, rename main page. Okay. And now, obviously, when I go here, it's blank, and it'll be left blank for a reason. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to our activities. Okay. And we're going to start doing some programming. Okay, so let's program our jump to pages. So I'm going to open up Blu-ray. Okay, and this is where under View, okay, I use Pages. There you are. You're hiding back there. Okay. Okay. All right. So you see where this says auxiliary? I'm going to change that. Okay. I select Properties, and this is my auxiliary. This is where I can make things text bigger, or smaller, or rename it. I'm going to call it Apple TV. And let's go to Xbox. And same thing with this one. So it's called Auxiliary Xbox. Okay, great. So now we're ready to start creating some buttons. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to add a button. Add a button. Okay. Now, this is where I add buttons. Okay? I go to my tools and my image gallery. Again, tools, I'm only going to use image gallery or IR database, so this is where I use my image gallery. Now, obviously, I go here. This is this little button. Doesn't say anything, but it does a lot by giving my images. This is where you would get favorite channel logos or any kind of buttons. I use blank, large, and this is where I would get my aqua. Okay, you can get a power button in here. Okay, you go in here. There's all kinds of different buttons you can get. Okay, rooms, CNN, I go to large. Okay, I could do all kinds of stuff. I can drag things over, but before you do that, as you can see here, you can do it that way. Okay, I'm gonna hit delete. Okay, I'm gonna bring over a favorite channel icons. I go to national. Okay, so if somebody wants a favorite channel, this is where you would get it. I like to add certain things, but I'll talk to you about that in a minute. Let's go back to blanks. Aqua. Okay, and we're going to go with common, which is going to be the properties, and we're going to label this aspect in case they want to change an aspect. I'm going to go ahead and put that in the middle, and this one here I'm going to call it my sound field. Say they want to listen to a different sound field. Okay, now Apple TV, I have Control C, copy. See if it'll let me. Nope. Gotta add a button and then paste. Okay. Add a button, paste. Add a button, paste. Okay. And I'm going to do the same thing here. Add a button. Now, what I'm going to do is get this one here, add a button, and paste, add a button, and I'm going to paste. Okay, so the aspect here, there's no, what you call it, it doesn't do anything, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit Control Save for a second. to make sure that periodically after each step you know that you've saved all of your programming, because you never know when it could crash, as it's crashed on me before. Now, aspect. If a person presses this button, where would they go? They would go to their TV to change the aspect. So I'd like to go ahead and say you could do it this way. I like going to the IR database, where I come here. What is it? It's a TV. What's the brand? You click over here on the arrow, go to Samsung or Sony, and I'm going to look at my model, which is going to be the most recent. Okay. You're just going to scroll down and look for picture size, aspect. Over here, this one is called wide. Now, I'm going to hold the mouse down and I'm going to drag it over. I'm going to left click, hold down, and bring it over. Okay. Now, this is where it changed it on me. It's called wide. Okay. And I want to go ahead and change that to aspect. And you see how there's no dot on any of these, but this one does. Control C, let's see what happens. Control V, Control V, Control V. Okay, let's go to sound field. We'll do the same thing. Again, I don't know where my IR database is, so if you unclick it or click it, it'll come. So now I go to my audio, I go to my Yamaha, now we're going to look for RXA 740 extended. This is where I'm going to get my sound fields from. And what I'm going to look for is movie surround decode. If sometimes it'll say PL2 movie, but this one will be surround decode. It's going to decode what's appropriate. Again, holding down on my left mouse and dragging it over. And this one says surround decode. Okay, we'll know what that is. So we're going to call it sound field. Great. So we're going to hit Control C, Control V, Control V, Control V. Now, we've taken care of our standard buttons. Okay, I'm going to Control Save. Okay, now the next thing is customer wants on their Apple TV, a cable TV, is add a button, add a button, add a button, add a button. This is where I would add their favorite channels. Ask them, give me 4 favorite channels you would like. Okay, and let's just say on their DVD they're using the Smart app as well. Let's see. Okay, where's my image gallery? It's down here. And again, if you can't find it, where do you go? You go up here. Boom, there you go. I click on this area right here and I go to my favorite channels. We're going to go to national, and I know that he's going to watch I'm going to throw some ESPN. Some CNN. Put some CNN in there. Let's put some major networks.